Hi, good afternoon. Hello from North Beach, Lowestoft. Nice and sunny, a bit breezy, but that's always the same. Got two rods out, two hook flapper on one side and a two hook clipped on the other. Now, one of the clipped one, done something a little bit different on that. On the top hook, I've put some floating beads, so the lift the bait off the bottom. Now, if there's crabs out there, hopefully that'll lift it away from the crabs. But what I've done, I've got a bit of black lug and racked that on, and then put a strip of squid on as well. So it's sort of, I don't know, maybe a little bit fish-like, and that's sort of floating and fluttering in the water maybe. Just hope that may attract a bass, but we don't know. But they've been out now about a quarter of an hour, so I'll get the first one in, see what bait is left. Hopefully that's not too bad, and we'll see how we get on from there. See you in a few minutes. First one's in. Actually, the bait wasn't touched, which is good news in one way, that there doesn't seem to be any crabs out there, certainly at the moment. Bad thing is no fish either, but it's only your first cast, so we'll see how it goes. Bait wise, like I say, using some frozen black lug. I thought them out yesterday, took them all out the paper, so I don't have to fiddle around with that today. And then just I had a little container of black lug oil. No idea if there's any good or not, but tipped a little of that on them, so they've been sort of soaking in some oil as well. Only thing is, they're maybe a bit mushy now, so they're not the best thing on the hook. What I might have to do is just wind a little bit of elastic around it to stop them just all falling around the bottom of the hook. But hopefully that'll attract a fish. I don't know, but I'm fairly confident today that we're actually going to get something. Well, I certainly hope so anyway. So the first rod, quarter an hour, I'll leave that a bit longer next time, so leave it sort of 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe, before I get it in again, unless I get a bite. And the other rod, I'll give that another 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll have a look at that one as well, and we'll see where we go from there. Well, I have got a third rod with me, and I've got some squid and mackerel wraps, so I might try those. We'll see how it goes. If that's not busy with those two rods, then I'll definitely put the third one out, just to increase the chances a bit. But anyway, it's a lovely afternoon in my beach shelter here, sheltered from the wind. I'm a bit too hot, to be honest, but mustn't complain about that. But tide's still on its way out. Again, I don't know whether that's the best way to fish here, out, or fish it back in, but hopefully I'll be here long enough to fish it out. I think that's about 7 o'clock tonight, I think, and then be able to fish it back in as that gets dark for an hour or two as well, and we'll see then. I'm more hopeful of later when it starts to get dark than I am now, I must admit. So I'll give it 5 minutes, I'll get that other rod in, bait that up, chuck that out, and then I think I'll put the kettle on. Right, let's get this second rod in, see whether we've got anything on that. Well, nothing on that except a lump of weed. I thought I might have had a fish on there to start with, but bottom hook not been touched, which is unusual. But the top hook has. But whether that was just weed catching on it and pulled the bait off, I don't know. But we'll get rebaited and we'll try again. Right, rebaited. Let's get this out here again and see what happens this time. Hopefully a fish, because had too many blanks this summer, so I'm due a good afternoon, evening. Whether it's today or not remains to be seen. I'll just give this a good old chuck out there. Fingers crossed. Sorry?
Catch your tea?
I hope so. Hello. Dogs like that I don't mind. Nice and friendly. That's when they nick your bait. Get round your bait, and that I don't like. Anyway, time to put the kettle on. Well, quickly. Amazing what a new canister of gas will do. Ow. Not supposed to pour it on your finger. Right, spoon. Spoon on a bit of fishing line, because I kept losing spoons when I started doing this. So now attached to the bag. Put that in the bin in a bit. Put that back. Find the sugar. It's there somewhere. Try not to knock my tea over. Oh, it's all a bit fiddly. Put the lid on, just so I knock it over I don't lose all of it. One thing good about these thermal cups, if you do get a bite and you have to go and sort anything out, it's still hot when you come back. There's my rubbish bin. Ooh, bit hot. Lovely. Can't beat a fresh cup of the old Rosie Lee. I think I might have got a bite on that rod, on the right hand rod. Go on, do it again. It might be. Let's have a look. I can't wait. Just desperate for a fish. Ooh. Either a fish or I'm snagged, one out of the two. Ooh. I think it's probably snagged in a bit of wheelie or something, I think. And I don't feel like there's anything on there now. Nothing at all. Just for a moment. Right. Again, no crabs though, which is good news. I just wish there was fish. Right, let's get out again. I have just I left the same worms on because I haven't been out very long. You might say crabs ain't touched them. So what I've done is just put a little bit of fine bait elastic around them, just so they don't sort of all just make a mess around the hook. We'll give that another try anyway. Right, while I'm here, I'll get this other one in. I haven't seen any bites or anything, but let's have a look. No, just weed. Right, let's get this out again. No, I aren't. Oh, that's gone round. I aren't clipping this down because I don't think that Gemini clip hasn't been covered unclipped. So I don't think that's been really fishing as well as it should. So I'm going to just keep it as a flapper. I've never been too convinced by the Gemini clips, I must admit. So might be back to imps. Right, I'm going to finish my cup of tea now. Right, finish this cup of tea I made. God, I'd love to see that. Just give it a real big knock on one of them rods. Do you think if I wish it hard enough, it'll actually happen? No, no, nor do I really. No. It's quiet. Don't we get that third rod out there? Stuck a big bit of squid or something on it. I'll finish my cup of tea and then have a think about it. Right, okay. Decided to put the third rod out, so got one with the third rod with a squid and mackerel combination bait on it on a pulley panel. Then the 2-hook flapper, one with the floating beads on it, so it holds one up out of the water with the black lug and a bit of squid on. The bottom hook just with the black lug, and then the other one just an ordinary 2-hook flapper just with black logo. So I've increased the chances, I suppose, but haven't had, I don't think, a bite yet, and also no crabs yet either, which seems a bit odd. Didn't expect that. Thought there'd be some crabs about, and normally is. So anyway, I'm going to sit here. I might have something to eat and keep an eye on the old rod tops, and fingers crossed. Right, don't know what the sound is going to be like on here, because I just noticed I lost a little foam bit off my microphone, so it might pick up a lot of wind noise now. And if it fell off on the beach, I've got absolutely no chance of finding it, have I? What a bummer that is. Anyway, I think I had a bite. Come on, do it again. Well, I got two chances. I don't know. Let's get it in. See what we can get going. Well, I unrolled the other line. It could just be a big clump of weed. That's all I've had on so far. What was I saying about no crabs? I think there might be a crab. Yes, indeed, it is a crab. First, and maybe only catch of the day, one crab. Right, 6 o'clock, about hour and a half, I think, away from low tide. Having a bit of a nightmare. Caught a snag reeling one of the lines in. Haven't picked any snags up at all. Then all of a sudden, just reeling in, can't have been far from the shore. Then all of a sudden, bang, into a snag, absolutely solid. No chance of getting it out. Wandered down the beach one way and then the other way trying to pull it out, but no way. Just had to break the line in the end. Then I thought I'll tie on a new leader and everything. Done that. Put more another 2-hook flapper on. Anyway, thought I'd do all the other rods at the same time. Changed the pulley panel, cast that out. Well, the weight and the tackle went, but the line broke. That must have been my fault. I must have been caught or something, because it actually broke just underneath the leader knot. So actually broke the 70-pound leader, unbelievably. I don't know quite how that happened, whether it was damaged or not, I don't know. So I've just been tying new leaders on. Struggled to tie leader knot. I don't know why. The second one, I think I had about 8 attempts, I should think, before I actually got a knot that was of any good. So let's hope as the sun goes down, because as far as I can tell, I haven't had a bite at all today. So it's been frustrating, to say the least. Anyway, talking about good dog owners and bad, I said bad dog owners. Trying to bait up and there's someone's dog trying to grab, sniff around all your boxes, and you're in the middle of tying a bit of bait on and just trying to get to the bait. He's trying to push it off. Did that twice, once on the way up the beach and then once on the way back along the beach. So twice I got annoyed by that one. Another one, a girl walking along with a dog, no problem with that. And I happened to look up the beach, dog doing a shit on the beach. What does she do? Does she clear it up? No, just foot with a bit of sand over the top, that'll do. I did wonder if I ought to say anything, but I thought, normally when you bother to say something like that, all you get is a load of abuse anyway. So, but you know, what is it with dog owners? I mean, they're all dogs are lovely. I mean, I haven't had any. I've never had any that are, you know, aggressive at all. But owners don't seem to be able to control them. And that's the most frustrating bit. But anyway, I've mentioned all this before in other, I think in my Backton film, I think I had hassles with dogs and owners. So fingers crossed I don't lose any more tackle. Fingers crossed might actually get a fish, which would be very nice, because I can't believe how long it's been since I caught a fish. And I've never had problems like, never had blanks like this before. And I better cook myself some tea. I've got a sausage casserole to heat up, so I'll heat that up, then have a cup of tea or coffee, and hope it changes my luck. Right, okay, had my tea, had my sausage casserole with my instant mashed potato, put the kettle on, made myself a cup of coffee. So now I think time to get all these rods in. With all these big fish on, I guarantee it not. Anyway, let's get them rods in. It might only be a whiting, whoops, but it's a fish. Hooray, we've got a fish, not a blank. Hooray. Let's get him unhooked. I'm going to measure him first and take a photo just to prove to everyone. Right, and then I like to put my head torch on because it's getting dark. Right, okay, caught another whiting, 33 centimetres, so a bit bigger. I've caught fish, can't believe it. At last, caught a fish. Two fish. Don't care if they're whiting, don't care what they are. I haven't blanked this time. Yes! The whiting are definitely in, double shot. One might be big enough to keep, might not. We'll see. Hooray! Right, okay. Just gone 8 o'clock. Had a few whiting, half a dozen, something like that. So I'm pleased because we had fish. A couple of keepers. Lost another set of tackle though, and I'm being really careful with casting now because I can't see where I'm going. I know there's sort of remains of groins or whatever, and I'm being really careful now because I don't want to get stuck in one of those. I'll try not to lose anything else. If I lose anything else, I'm going home. But I'll be going home sort of 9 o'clock time anyway. So just waiting for the next point. But I'm really pleased. I really need to have a tidy up around here as well, because it's just a tip at the minute and I'm going to lose stuff unless I sort it out. So I'll have a tidy up, have one last cup of coffee, and see how much more we get. Right, okay, back in the car. I think you can just about see me, a little bit like the computer on Red Dwarf just ahead. Anyway, if you're old enough to remember those. Anyway, so back in the car, quite successful really in the end. Plenty of whiting, all right, only whiting, but there was a few keepers and that kept me entertained in the end of the day. Lost a couple of bits of tackle, which is always annoying. I always lose tackle, but the only place I think I don't is probably Clay or Clay, whichever way you pronounce it. So that's about it. So quite enjoyed it in the end. So goes to prove though, as soon as it got dark, you know, all right, they're again only whiting, but as soon as it got dark, you got bites. So look forward to getting darker earlier, so we can have more time in the dark. Till next time. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to subscribe, feel free. That'd be nice. I have 5 subscribers at the moment, so a few more would be nice.